It is high season in Italy. Unfortunately, this means a spike in foolishness. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Arlene. I am an American woman of a certain age who moved to Rome in 2008. I recently moved to Milan, and on this channel, we discuss all things Italiano, lifestyle, St. Martin, and Anguilla. And today's very short video is about some of the foolishness that I have seen online from my fellow Americans. I don't understand it. I think some of it is definitely rage bait because people are, trying to make money, and the more clicks they get, the more money they make. But I've also seen some really interesting hot takes and unpopular opinions on Threads, which is not a monetized app. So I'm not really sure what people gain from that. First up, let's talk about the Dunkin' Donuts lady. This video went super viral. It was everywhere. An American woman was in Rome. She said it was her third day searching for good coffee, and she was not successful. Right there off the bat, you're like, are you for real? You're in Italy. The coffee culture here is very strong. You can find very good coffee, and many times it's not that expensive, okay? So she's in Rome. Somebody told her, go to this cafe. It has very good coffee. This spot is known for its coffee. She walks in and she says, hi, I'm from Florida. Okay, I'm not really sure why that information was needed. She says to the barista, I want a 5 and 5 coffee. He doesn't know what she's talking about, and she says she loves Dunkin' Donuts, and that's the kind of coffee she wants. Now, we used to have Dunkin' Donuts in Italy. I'm not sure if it's still here or it went away, but we do have Starbucks. If she went to Starbucks and asked for a 5 and 5, they would not know what she's talking about. She says to him, 5 and 5. It's in the center of Rome. He probably is bilingual and understood English, but still, I think it's a lot to ask of someone. And there were people in the comments who are American who love Dunkin' Donuts who said, I don't know what a 5 and 5 is. So it turns out 5 and 5 is 5 sugars, 5 creamers. So basically diabetes in a cup. That's not coffee. So she's telling him what she wants, and he gives her the coffee. He gives her on the side some milk and the sugars. And she says, oh, I have to put the milk in myself. Like when you order something, isn't that the point that they're supposed to make it for you? Lady, why are you being so difficult? Puts the milk in, she puts in the sugars, and she looks at the coffee, which doesn't seem to have much coffee in it. And she says that it is too dark for her. So as you can imagine, the feedback was not great. And she's saying, oh, it was a joke. But the thing about comedy that people seem to forget is that you punch up, not down. You are walking into a place in Rome expecting them to know what a Dunkin' Donuts coffee order is, and then acting indignant when they don't. Like, that's not funny. It's not humorous. And she was kind of doubling down in the comments and just going on. And then people were like, why don't you just stay in Florida? Do not travel. Just stay in the United States. Get your Dunkin' Donuts. I just put on the AC because we're in the middle of a heat wave. So I hope that you can't really hear it. But I was trying to do this video without the AC so it could be completely quiet. But that's just not going to happen. As you can see, I'm sweating like crazy. It's too much. It's too much. This heat wave, we don't get a break. Moving on to the next video that went viral. This woman lives somewhere in the south of Italy. I don't know if it's on the Amalfi Coast or somewhere on the coast, but she's from Southern California, and she said, I know that this video is going to be very unpopular and people are going to get upset. Okay. She said that she really misses the United States. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with being homesick. I mean, that's normal. You move to a new place, and if you loved where you used to live, of course you're going to be homesick. However, when she started talking about the things that she missed, the comments were like... So I did a video last year about where to move in Italy and how it's really important to think about where you are in your life, what you need to do as far as work, et cetera, what you're used to in your home country. And it's important. I will link to that in the description below. Because if you're from a big city and you move to a small town in the middle of nowhere, let's say in Sicily or in the Veneto, that's a huge change and it's quite drastic. You might not be happy. Same on the flip side. If you are from a very small town in the United States and you move to Rome, Milan, Palermo, Naples, one of the bigger cities, that may not work for you. So I think that's important. So anyway, this woman's going on and she's talking about how she's tired of eating Italian every night. Okay, I understand that. But if you live in a bigger city, you're not going to have that issue. But if you were living in a small town, again, in the middle of nowhere in the United States, you may not have that much variety in the local cuisine, okay? If I'm tired of eating Italian food, I just make what I want to eat instead, okay? So there's that. And then there are online, places that you can order, groceries that are difficult to find, ingredients that are difficult to find. However, where this person lives, maybe they don't deliver in that area. Then she says how she misses fast food. And I think that's where she lost a lot of people. Again, if you live in Rome or Milan or Naples, there is fast food. We have McDonald's, Popeyes, Burger King, KFC. For a minute, Domino's was here, but that was kind of nuts. So they ended up closing all their locations. There are plenty of fast food places in the cities. Then she said she misses RH. There's a Restoration Hardware in Milan. Why would you think there's a big store like that in the middle of a small town? I don't understand it. And even, I don't understand this. Like, what did she think would be in this small town? It's one thing if she had moved, again, let's say to the interior of the country, a place that's landlocked like Umbria. And she said, I miss being able to go to the sea. I miss being able to go to the Santa Monica Pier. I cannot recreate that here. I think it's important when you move is to be careful about constantly comparing where you left to where you moved to, because they're different countries, they're different cultures. They're not going to be the same thing. I don't. Okay, but anyway, I have to say, when she said RH, I did chuckle, because that to me was such a specific thing and also not something that is everywhere in the world. I think if she had just stopped with, I'm homesick and I miss these things from home, these certain type of foods. But when she went on with the fast food and the RH, people were just rolling their eyes. The comments were like, you got to be joking. Really? That's what you miss in the United States? And also, sometimes people are like, oh, I really miss ranch dressing. Yeah, you can get ranch dressing. They have it. There are like American stores and they're online too that will send you that stuff. So I thought that was an interesting video, but also the fact that she started it by saying, I know people are going to be upset with me. I don't know why you start with that. Just say, like, this is how I feel. Your feelings are valid. Nobody's feelings are invalid. But when you talk about Italy, like it's lacking because it doesn't have these things, that's what people take issue with, because it's just different. Okay? You're trying to portray Italy as some kind of like backwater or something, some like place stuck in like, I don't know, the olden times because they don't have fast food. It's about where you're living in Italy. That just made me laugh so much. It's like, come on now. And to piggyback on that, the third thing I'm going to talk about is this hot take that I kept seeing over and over again on Threads, which is not monetized. So I don't know why anybody would do this for rage bait or engagement, because you're not making money. Anyway, and at one point people were saying, are these bots? Because why are we seeing this over and over again? We get that it's high season. A lot of people are traveling Italy right now. Some of the comments sounded very similar. So we were thinking, okay, is this a coordinated effort? And if so, why? What is the point of it? Just to get Italians ticked off. So I kept seeing these comments saying, oh, I went to Italy and the food is terrible. I went all over Italy. It was awful. I hated everything. Or Italian American food is so much better than Italian food. You saw that one a lot. And here's the thing, Italian American food is its own thing and has nothing to do with the cuisine here. And also, once again, there are multiple regions in Italy and each region has its own flavor. Literally, the food that you see that is local to like the Piemonte region is not the same that you see that is local to, let's say, Sicily or Sicilian food. And even within Sicily, it's going to be different if you're eating in the interior of the island versus on the coast. I don't understand. Like, maybe I'm just a geek. Before I travel, I like to do research about the place that I'm going to. How is it that all these Americans are coming to Italy and not aware that Italian American cuisine or what you eat at the Olive Garden is not what you're going to find here? Also, like, and this might be more niche. I don't blame tourists for not knowing this, but I would not order carbonara outside of Rome. That is a Roman dish. That's one of the big four of Roman classic pastas. And I understand that maybe people are not going to, do that much, I don't know, research before they travel. They just want to go on vacation and have a good time. But to say that the food that you had all over Italy was terrible, unless you literally just ate at the most touristy spots in every single city, I find that hard to believe. Or did you not travel to any smaller towns? Where did you go? I don't understand that. And then they start arguing with people in the comments because it's not even Italians that are saying, what are you talking about? It is people who live here, not Italian, or people who have traveled to Italy before who say like, what's up? Like, what's going on? And then you have people responding with comments like, I'm sorry that the food in Italy is not loaded with junk and horrible preservatives and things like that, or that we don't overuse sauces and creams and things like that, and overuse spices to mask the fact that the quality of the food that you have is crap. And there's some truth to that. It really depends, again, where you are. But overall, the quality of the ingredients really matter. When you have something that like cacio e pepe that doesn't have many ingredients, you better have like very good quality ingredients. If you make it with subpar ingredients, it's not going to taste good because there's no place for the food to hide. You can't mask it with a lot of sugar and salt and what have you. I don't watch The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but I'm aware of it. I did see, I think, the first season. But I guess they were in Italy, and one of the housewives said she didn't like the food here because it was a little bit too fresh. Let's rewind. She thought the food was too fresh. How in the world is fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, how is that a problem? I get like in Salt Lake or in Utah, I don't know what the seafood situation is because you're, again, not close to a coast. Maybe everything is frozen or you have lake fish. I do not know. So I kind of understand maybe you don't like seafood. You don't eat seafood often. But to say that the food in Italy overall is too fresh, I cannot take you seriously. I cannot. I don't understand it. So yeah, the hot takes, the unpopular opinions, yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know where these people were eating. I don't know what their expectations were. Oh, my favorite one is when they say the pizza in Italy is terrible and pizza in America is much better. You can say you prefer the pizza in America, but you cannot say the pizza in Italy is terrible. Again, what kind of pizza are you eating? Where are you eating pizza? Are you in Naples eating pizza and talking that mess? Really? Are you in Rome eating pizza and talking that mess? Yeah, I don't believe you. I do not believe you. It's one thing to say you prefer Roman pizza to the pizza from Naples. I get it because the crust is different. That I like, but to say the pizza overall, all pizza in Italy is terrible, Like, it has to be rage bait. I don't understand it. What is happening? What is going on? Why are people saying these things? Last but not least, we have a young woman from Alabama. She goes to university there, one of the big schools, and she is studying in Milan, study abroad. She said she's noticed two things since she's moved to Milan to study, that people do not wear color and people do not wear athleisure. Now, color, I would say, I think you see that more in New York where people wear black all the time, but people do wear color here. I'm Again, I'm not sure where she's hanging out, where she's going. Also, it's spring, summer now, and people are wearing more color. Maybe in the wintertime, you don't see as much color as you would in the South, but in the South, it doesn't get cold where she lives. So people wear color year round. But here, you have labels that are based here, like Marni, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, Prada, even Giorgio Armani, which is known for more muted, understated colors. They have color. What are you talking about? People do wear color here, and they do wear prints. I will say that maybe like the silhouette tends to be a little bit more understated. You do see that the tailoring is impeccable, and maybe people aren't as adventurous in their wardrobe as they are perhaps in London, right? But I feel like between Milan and Paris, I feel I see more color in Milan than I do in Paris. And I just thought it was so funny. Maybe people are not wearing like that sorority, Big Ten get up that you see in the South, but to say that people don't wear color here is a little strange. Also, because she's from the South, I'm surprised that she's surprised that people here do not wear athleisure everywhere, because I think people tend to dress up a little more. When I've been in the South, people, I mean, maybe that's changed. I haven't been in a long time. Maybe everybody everywhere is just wearing athleisure. And she was saying how she gets looks when she walks around in her little, athleisure outfits, like her yoga pants, blah, blah, blah. That's because, as I said before in other videos, when people wear workout clothes here, it's because they're going to work out. If they are wearing yoga pants, it's because they're going to yoga. If they're wearing yoga pants, they are going to Pilates, or they just left Pilates, or they just left the gym. Like, we don't wear athleisure to go to lunch or to aperitivo or to go to dinner. We don't. Like, that's just not a thing here. And I had mentioned before, in Rome, you do see a little bit more of it, but still nothing like the States. And, I've seen people online saying, joking but not joking, let's normalize wearing athleisure in Milan. No, let's not. Keep that mess in the United States. We don't need to see that here. And it's okay. Like, wear what you want. Do what you want. But then don't say, like, why don't the locals wear athleisure like it's a problem? Because they don't want to, and they don't. Because here, this is the style and fashion capital of the country, and it's one of the fashion/style capitals of the entire world. I'm sure this woman has heard of Milan Fashion Week before she moved here, and she might even be studying fashion and fashion design while she's here. So I don't understand why she is perplexed by the lack of athleisure. Also, we Americans tend to be a lot more casual compared to not just different countries in Europe, but in general, overall. I don't understand. And the thing is, you can be comfortable and still look put together. I think sometimes we think casual and comfortable equals sloppy, and they don't. And yeah, where she goes to school, people wear pajamas to class. You're not going to see students in Milan wearing pajamas to class. It's not going to happen. You're not going to see people wearing pajamas to the supermarket. When I lived in LA, yes, people would go to Gelson's in their pajamas and Ralph's in their pajamas. And I'm not talking about the pajamas that you wear outside, like they're kind of cute, chic pajamas. No, I'm talking about you literally rolled out of bed in your pajamas and you wore your pajama bottoms outside the house. Okay, I am all for, again, being comfortable. Wear whatever you want. personally, me, yeah, you're not going to catch me in inside clothes outside. I just, no, no. That's not how I was raised. That's never going to be a thing. I don't care how popular it becomes. I am never going to be wearing a bonnet outside. But again, people do you. And that reminds me, I have not seen bonnets here in Milan. I have not seen a single sister in a bonnet. That's interesting. Anyway, back to this young woman. So she was saying this on TikTok, and there were a lot of comments saying, of course, why would we wear workout clothes when we're not working out? And it just tickled me because really people were having a hard time wrapping their head around this. Like, what do you mean you wear workout clothes all day? Why? Like, why would you wear it? Why? And she was saying, like, she, wants to be comfortable. And again, I think, wear what you want, but do understand that in Milan, it's not a thing. And that's okay. A bunch of tourists recently who have decided to go swimming in the Trevi Fountain, which is illegal. And one was fined 950 euros, another person was fined 500 euros. And they do this so they can put it on TikTok. But the woman, I think she was from Peru. I'm not sure where she was from. She was fined 500 euros and she only received like a few views on her TikTok. So was it worth it? And she was told not to do it and she did it anyway. I'm very grateful that none of these people who've been arrested lately have been from the United States. Because to be honest, I'm really tired of people thinking that all Americans, when we travel, we act entitled, we don't know what's going on, we don't do any research, we don't know the history, we are rude to people, it's just, it's a bit much. And really, these videos that go viral do not help. Because when you think about it, it makes sense that they go viral because they are controversial. So people comment, there's more clicks, more engagement, better for the algorithm. People not acting a fool, those videos are probably not going to go viral because there's no controversy, right? It is July. It is peak high season right now, and I'm sure we're going to see more of these type of videos and comments coming our way. So thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. If you are a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps with the algorithm. It will help the channel grow. And I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. And ciao, ciao for now.